Frankomatic here with more Heads Will Roll, and assuming I didn't break it between last night and tonight, hopefully a better solution for our audio issues with this game. Let's be on the safe side. I'm gonna turn this down a touch, because it is very loud in my ear. Alright, so last time we got into the city, and I remember now, yeah, between when I stopped recording and before I could save and quit, a whole bunch of plot happened. The short version of it is the Prince and the Earl of Northampton want us to assassinate William de Roche, the leader of the French army outside the city. And as it says here, we can do it ourselves, or we can find somebody else do it for us. But for now, let's not worry about that. Let's see how Bart's doing. Shiver me timbers, it's our new sergeant himself. I heard you run errands for the big dog now, His Majesty the Prince. Look at you go. Currying favors is not the most enjoyable experience, but for us, who come from the very bottom, there are no other options, really. Just don't forget your good mate Bartholomew, yeah? When you become a knight or a lord or an earl. Ha 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 ha. What's up? Any news? News, huh? Actually, there is some. I finally might be making some progress on the love front, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah? Who is he? Very funny, mate. I'm trying my best. Alright, so who is she? Well, there's this girl, a merchant's daughter. I wouldn't go as far as to call her spoiled, but she definitely ain't messing with no broke knaves. Shouldn't that count you out by default? Not if I make the right impression. I'm pretty sure I can get her the right present to thaw the ice. That kind of drains my funds, and this is where I might use your help. I'm not quite sure I follow. She won't even glance at me as long as I look like a grubby foot soldier. I need to, you know, dress up. Maybe even dress to kill, one might say. Sorry to disappoint, but I'm neither a tailor nor a fashioner. Relax, brother. All I'm asking for is some clean and nice-looking clothes. A pair of fancy shoes, perhaps? An elegant belt or an ornate cloak? Hell, I'd even settle for a hat with a feather. Sounds doable, I guess. See? Piece of cake. Almost forgot. Also need some bling. Some what? Christ almighty, some bling. Maybe a ring or a chain or something? I saw some rusty old chain near the barn the other day. It might still be there if you hurry up. Very funny, mate. You know what I mean. You won't let me down, right? I'll see what I can do, I guess. Great, I'm counting on you then. Now, if I was intelligent, it's been a while, so I don't remember. I should already have this stuff. Yep, we got a chain, and we have some fancy shoes. So we can just immediately give these to him. The capture of Cambrai, the vanquisher of the French. Let us all bow down in honor of thine unparalleled martial prowess. Relax, hero, I'm just kidding. I heard you got a handsome reward from the Earl. Got a couple of coins to spare for your old pal? Not your outfit. You got the stuff? I need some clothes and a ring or a chain, remember? Here's your shoes. So you need a chain or a ring, remember? Here's the chain. Great work, mate. Thanks a lot. Now just wish me luck. Alright. Well, that done. Do I have a crossbow? I sure don't. Alright, let's see if we can find one. This'll be good, actually. Give me that. Doesn't look like... Reroll this a couple of times. See if we can find ourselves some sort of crossbow. sure doesn't seem inclined to let us have one, does it? Alright, fine. What else we got going on here? Leather boots and leather sheaths. Right. Leather? Leather. That's a lot of leather. What's we got here? We got 7. What did I just sell? Oh, that was stupid. They're just not going to give us that crossbow, are they? Let's give that to the sergeant. Ha! Who's that I see? God strike me now if it's not our new sergeant himself. You grow fast, lad. Can't keep up with you. Just yesterday, you were a bare-ass militia, and I barely had time to wipe your snot up. And look at you now. That's a big man right there. Very happy for you, son, but try not to let it get to your head too much. Even though you and I have the same rank now, you better get it through your thick skull. If the Earl's squad is a pond, then I'm the biggest and fattest fish in it. If it's a swamp, then I'm a huge, mean toad sitting on a hefty water lily surrounded by tiny frogs. I croak, you croak too. Want to catch a mosquito? You've already grabbed 2. I'm gonna dive into the water. You've been waiting for me at the bottom for half an hour. Remember this one simple rule, and you'll never have any problems. I'm the boss, and you are just a little bit... an errand boy. Deal? Deal. That's great. I'll make sure you are treated with the respect you deserve. Here's your sheath. We don't scavenging yet. We have not. Alright. You get out of camp and go to the surrounding forest to replenish your supplies, heading towards the unknown adventures lying ahead. Wandering carelessly, you suddenly find yourself in the middle of a swamp. Well, ain't that ironic? And almost fall into a quagmire. You heighten your attention to your surroundings and find your way out. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These healing herbs as well. Thanks to your talent as a huntsman, you managed to get some game for sale. But is unexpectedly blocked by several thuggish-looking peasants. They demand money for traveling along what they call their road, and promise not to hurt you if you pay. Patch fee is 264 florins? Absolutely not. Sharing your money with a bunch of brazen peasants is the last thing you're going to do. Negotiations are clearly reaching a dead end, and the issue will have to be resolved by force. Oh, there's a crossbow. Okay, these guys both are not particularly scary. That poisoned knife is not super exciting, though. Yeah, you missed. Good, good, good. Crossbows in this are extremely scary. Just go right into your neck, friend. Oh my god, okay. Thank you, shield. one down. Now for this guy. That's fine, you can do that all you want. You can do that all day, buddy. And I'll just take your head right off in one shot, I guess. Damn. All the enemies dead, you can now loot their corpses. Yeah, of course I didn't drop the friggin' crossbow. That would've been too convenient. You know what, I can get all this stuff. Why not? I got enough room. The rest of your way back goes smoothly without any more adventures. Okay, let's sell off some of this crap. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. I do want another canteen, though. Give me that. Real quick. Ask the sergeant about a good crossbowman. Earl loaded me with another errand of his. Something very important again, isn't it? Let me guess, he's out of wine again? Nice try, I'm afraid this time it is indeed really serious. I'm in urgent need to find a good crossbowman in the camp, capable of making an accurate shot at a long distance. A very long distance. You have a lot of good crossbowmen, but judging by your tone, I think you're looking for someone really special, right? Bullseye. The shot will be difficult, and there will be no second chance. I need someone I can fully rely on. Yeah, it's not an easy task. But you've proven yourself well, and people respect you. So I'll give you a hand. I'll find you a marksman. Come see me in a couple of days, and I'll suggest you the most suitable candidates. Just a backup in case we can't find a crossbow of our own. Remember if we need one of these. I'm gonna buy it anyway. Also, I'm gonna make this man another sheath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going. Always keep my word, boy. Done as promised. In Count Sunderland's war party, there's this fellow by the name of Vettori, an Italian mercenary. Go find him. He looks like a typical southerner. You can't miss him. They say that Vettori is a marksman gifted by God himself. During the last assault, he got one of the French knights through a gap in his visor from 300 paces of a distance. If you cannot shoot this shot, then not a single person on Earth can. Go talk to him. As the sergeant promised, locating Vettori among Count Sunderland's men proves effortless. His distinctive Mediterranean appearance makes him easily recognizable. Impressed by your reputation, Vettori agrees to help. According to the Italian, making such a shot with an ordinary crossbow would be problematic. One would need to be inventive. Vettori claims he'll take care of most of the preparations. As for you, you'll need two things, a crossbow trigger and a sturdy bowstring from a particularly powerful crossbow. Vettori goes on to mention that obtaining the components is your responsibility and that he can't be bothered to assist you in that regard. However, he does add that you could, as a last resort, try to fashion something from makeshift materials or remove the required components from other crossbows of suitable design. Okay, so if I recall correctly, yeah, we have this. So we can give him that. Here's your crossbow string. And we need this. You can very rarely find these in the shop. would say that's probably not how we're going to find one if we do. Skull Ring is a fun item. Critical hits are always lethal. Part of a pretty funny combination you can make with another item. I'll buy one just in case. Why not? Now let's buy these two. I just realized I've got this canteen I don't want. There we go. I don't want it sitting in my inventory. I want it in my bag. Same with the water skin. Okay. Alright, next. Hang on a sec. Repair my buckler, good sir. Thank you. Alright, give me that crossbow. Give me any crossbow. Crossbow, please. I'll take that real quick. There we go. I really need a crossbow. You know what? That'll work. Just for a laugh. Just for a laugh. Let's see if we can do it ourselves. What's the worst that could happen? The Falcon Tower rises almost above the French camp and offers an excellent view of it. Also, you can clearly see William de Roche making his daily morning detours of the French positions. However, now standing on the upper tower and looking down, you clearly understand that hitting him from such a distance will not be difficult, but incredibly difficult. Not just about the distance and the moving target, but also the strong, fickle wind, which can easily throw the bolt off its trajectory. Shooting with a light crossbow is out of the question, and you should ditch hunting bolts. You obviously need something heavier here. Probably find a more experienced marksman as well. Heading early in the morning at one of the embrasures of the Falcon Tower, you look out for Sire William, who is about to appear on a hillock near the camp. After a few long minutes of waiting, you notice a stately horseman leisurely circling the perimeter of the French camp. Taking into account the distance to cover and the speed of the wind, you realize a successful shot will require singular skill with a crossbow. 10 to have a chance, 15 to guarantee. What are we at? We're at 10. Let's get ourselves up. The bathhouse is incidentally the most efficient way, if you've got money to throw around, to get your stamina back, I'm pretty sure. Also, it sometimes gives you extra vitality, which is, you know, fun. Alright, one more. Supply disruption adversely impact your health. A bunch of stuff lowered by 1. Thanks. Appreciate it, game. Alright. Page something for you. Tells insists you expedite his request lest the opportunity be wasted. Yeah, I'm on it. I just had to learn how to shoot better, buddy. It's fine. Hiding early in the morning, he was about to hear on the killock, you see him. Fire. Throwing up the crossbow and ensconcing it with it at the embrasure, you closely follow the movements of the rider below, tracking the trajectory of the movement. Distance to target, deflection, correction for wind, in a few short seconds, a lot of thoughts and calculations rush through your head. When the rider once again makes a small stop to look around, you let go of the bowstring, sending the bolt at your target with a whistle. The calculations have to be perfect. The shot pierces the rider and sends him off his horse. Kicking up a cloud of dust, he rolls down the hill to the French tents. It is done. Before descending the tower, you pause for a short while to observe the enemy camp, which is rapidly plunging into a grand commotion. When you report your mission in Northampton, he takes your success for granted, stating he didn't expect anything less from you. Learning that you used a poisoned crossbow bolt to assassinate De Roche, Northampton praises your wits and gives you an additional reward. To send you on your way, he promises to personally deliver the good news to the prince. Further notes that this one fortunate shot may have just turned the tide of a campaign that had seemed lost. Rest by your service and accomplishments, the Earl decides to promote you. We've been promoted to squire. Alright, now we need to train. Shortly after the murder of William de Roche, the Earl summons you to his place. Sending you praise, you're very surprised to find the Earl and the Prince very annoyed. Bad news, Eric. Fate has turned its ass on us again. This bastard de Roche has survived. Eh? But sire, I saw with my own eyes how a crossbow bolt hit him. Even if the wound was not fatal, then he definitely should have died from sepsis. Yes, I don't know what you saw there, but de Roche is alive, and that's a fact. But how? My spies in the French camp reported back this morning, and King John has sent for the best doctors from Paris. The wound is serious, but not fatal. Personally, I assume the fact that we managed to hit the target to be a miracle in itself, given the distance and difficulty of the shot. And you assume you make an ass out of you and me, boy, and nobody asked you, by the way. Not a miracle, Eric, but a well-thought-out plan. And well-thought-out plans are what we have in abundance. These words make your blood run cold. The French think that by hiding de Roche in their camp, they have made him safe, but no such luck. We'll get him there, too. And to be honest, judging by the information that we have, he is in very bad condition and may not make it anyway. Especially considering his age. I think it's his age. When I got to my first war in Scotland 2 decades ago, this son of a bitch was already covered in battle scars from head to toe and was considered the best warrior on the continent. He simply destroyed us at Bannockburn. Out of the entire royal army, there was only your father and me and 100 soldiers who managed to survive. Yes, those were the times. He took many lives, but the bell tolls for him. And that means it's time for de Roche to visit his ancestors. For him, you say? And not to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. Yes, we all meet our end sooner or later. Lord have mercy on our souls. Given the pace of the campaign, it may well be that your generation will have to continue to wage this damn war, or even your children's children, huh? Okay, back to the point. The issue with de Roche needs to be resolved. It almost worked out the first time, so it'll definitely work out the second. As already mentioned, we've already developed a plan. We've planned everything. This time there will be no slip-ups. So listen. According to the scouts' reports, de Roche is stationed deep inside the French camp and is heavily guarded. It'll be impossible to sneak in. According to the prince's plan, the group number 1 will distract the French. Late at night, a large English detachment will launch a diversionary attack on the French camp and try to set it on fire. When the battle ensues, the English will begin to retreat, creating a false sense of success in the enemy, which they will almost certainly try to develop, withdrawing even more forces from the camp. Under the cover of all this confusion, the second group will sneak into the camp, and then we'll need to quickly get to de Roche's tent and end him. In this scheme, you are assigned to the role of the commander of the second group. You'll lead your people to the camp to find and kill Darosh. A great plan. I think so too. Well, I don't. Thanks for sharing your opinion, Eric. We'll be sure to reach out to you if we need any more of your peasant insight. You can go, Eric. Get yourself ready. Make sure we're rested. And it looks like we are. Let's take care of that, shall we? As you prepare to carry out another insane plan made by the Earl and the Prince, you can't get rid of the thought that this whole venture is simply a suicide mission. To sneak into the heart of the French camp, kill a well-guarded target, and then manage to get back sounds difficult, if not completely impossible. However, you obviously have no choice, and at the appointed hour, when the English troops start the diversion, you at the head of a small detachment are preparing to break into the enemy camp. Well, there goes nothing. The attack causes great turmoil in the French camp. All battle-ready soldiers are being hastily redeployed, and the far side of the camp, where you plan to infiltrate, is left almost unguarded. Much to your surprise, you manage to get inside the camp without fanfare. Reluctantly, you have to admit that the prince's idea seems to actually be working. As you reach the tent where the injured Darosh is said to be in, your luck suddenly runs out, as the entrance is guarded... As the entrance is well protected by a group of heavily armed warriors. You have no time to mess around. If you have to deal with the guards, you must do it fast, otherwise they'll find reinforcements and that'll be the end of you. You attack with a battle cry. We do have a friend. These guys are a little bit beefier than the dudes we've been fighting. Guy split his shield. Get rid of that. There we go. Wow, that's unfortunate for that guy. Good stuff. As mentioned, we don't really have time to mess around here. We need to try and end this as fast as we can. Now for the other guy, we need to stop failing recovery. That's really isn't the time for that. our buddy. Okay. With the cover of utter chaos, you manage to deal with the guards before anyone can make heads or tails of it. So, rest up. Your comrades stay outside to cover the escape routes, so you enter the tent alone. The insides of the unexpectedly spacious premise are illuminated by just a few dim rays of moonlight. Make out a human figure lying on a large bed, surrounded by numerous vials of medicine and bottles of decoction. The darkness makes it impossible to clearly distinguish his facial features, and the situation does not allow any delay. Your comrades, remaining at the tent entrance, urge you to hurry up and get rid of Desroches as soon as possible so you can run away from the buzzing hive that this French camp has turned into. You decisively go up to the man, planning to cut his throat in one swift movement and disappear into the night right away. However, there is something that could not have been predicted. Moonlight reflects off the blade of a dagger going towards your throat. From somewhere on the side, another figure, hidden by the shadows, suddenly attacks you. Despite the advantage of surprise, the stranger's attack is inept and you easily dodge it. After that, you throw the enemy to the side with a powerful kick. As if made of paper, the stranger immediately loses his balance and falls to the ground with a groan. A woman's groan. Ava? I can't let you do this. I'd rather die. What the hell are you doing here? The man you were sent to kill. He is my father. Your father? This cannot be. You said your father is Guillaume de Lambert. And this is William de Roche, the right hand of the French king. William is Guillaume in the English manner. Guillaume Godfrey de Roche, 3rd Comte de Lambert. My father fought in Scotland against the English king. There, among the English, the name William de Roche stuck with him. What the hell? Tears begin to run down Ava's cheeks. Please, I beg you. He's all I have. And if you kill him, then I swear to God, I'll either stab you in the back with a knife or I'll kill myself. For whom the bell tolls. A war started by the old men who try to settle long-forgotten scores with each other. Widely opens its insatiable bloody mouth to devour first them and their children, and the children of their children. Do you know what will happen if you kill him? The war will only flare up with renewed vigor. My father strikes fear into the hearts of the English lords by his very presence. As long as he is alive, they'll not dare to openly compete with the French army. But his death will untie their hands. Lord, you don't even seem to understand what you're doing. Today you would slit his throat and come back a hero. Do you know what will happen tomorrow? Your beloved king will deliver a beautiful speech that victory is now at hand, and all that remains is to crush the decapitated enemy army. You and your friends will be the first to attack and the first to die, having received nothing in return for your life, and without having understood anything. You're just a pawn in this game. Standing before unconscious Desroches and his crying daughter with a sword in her hand, even though we're armed with an axe, you involuntarily recall the Earl's words about the war, which is destined to last 100 years, and which even the children of your children will have to fight. Perhaps Ava is right, and some orders are really better off not being followed. And then you're given a choice. Kill or not to kill. Today, we will be merciful. Realizing well that you would most definitely regret it more than once, you lower your sword and take a step back. Seems like the unambiguousness of this movement lifts a rock from Ava's chest as she exhales heavily, pouring out a chaotic and semi-coherent stream of words of gratitude. She tries to hug you, but the loud noise from outside sobers you up, and so, after throwing a farewell glance at her, you rush away. Tell your comrades that Desroches was not in the tent, and instead of him, there was some other noble doofus. The information received from the spies turned out to be incorrect. There's no time to continue the search, and all that's left is for you to get back as fast as you can. News of your failure causes great dissatisfaction. Your makes it clear that by failing this crucial mission twice, you have severely eroded his confidence in you. Yeah, everyone likes us a little less for this, but things get a lot worse if you actually do it. prince does not exert severe criticism, but points out that the night diversion to distract the French has cost the British army about 100 brave warriors who did not come back. And now, thanks to you, their lives have been wasted. More horrible, though, is that the failure of this gambit further confirms the French army's upmanship. The only recourse is for Edward to negotiate peace. And obviously, I'm far from the most favorable terms. The whole speech leaves a weird aftertaste. On one hand, you have just put an end to the possibility of successfully completing a military campaign. On the other hand, however, you seem to have just saved several thousand lives. And we have one other thing we can do. That's not the Bart. Cheers, brother, what's up? Isn't it me who's supposed to be asking me this? How was your date? Brief. But intense, as all good love stories should be. He definitely is not forgetting me anytime soon, that's for sure. Wait. You didn't rob her, did you? Her? Of course not. Who do you think I am? Thank God. Her father, on the other hand. Oh, Christ. Hey, take it easy, brother. They're loaded. A couple of jewelry pieces gone missing ain't gonna bleed them dry. Got something for you, too, by the way. Yeah, I guess. Blue stone ring. Not bad. My chain back, thank you. What the hell is this? Peculiar chalice used for occult practices. Increases duration of any poisonings inflicted by 2 turns. Increases chance of enemy has toxicity. Minus 30 virtue. Neat. See, it's not so bad. The girl was always going to be fine. She's rich. And now we also became a little richer. So we too are probably going to be fine. The world is not fair, and if you want to live a little, you've got to hustle a lot. See you around. Alright, let's, I kind of want to keep that. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Ourselves some more medicine. Cheers, brother. What's up? What's new? Any news? Seeing this pretty fat pigeon flying around. Ah, useless. Okay, we need to waste a little bit of time here. What I'm going to do is bring up agility a little bit. Look at the bathhouse. Sanitary conditions. God damn it. Okay, with that done, I want my vitality point back. Thank you. Now, any news? Any news? Yeah, something's up. Remember the bird I visited not so long ago? The poor girl you robbed? Hey, watch your mouth, brother. I didn't rob her. Even if I did steal, it was from her father, not directly from her. Now it's looking like fate itself wants me to pay them back. I visited Jean this morning. That girl, I mean. Not the sort of thing I usually do. But this time, something felt different. I felt like I had to see her. She was all teary-eyed and crying, hysterical almost. At first, I thought I had something to do with it, but this was about her father. He was arrested last night by Count Canterbury's men. They believed him to be a French spy. And, please don't tell me you want to do something about it. You can phrase it however you want. I've already promised her that I'll help. Your help and experience would be appreciated, but if you've got more pressing matters to attend to, it's fine. I can do it all by myself. I'll help. Something's telling me that if you go alone, you'll end up behind bars again. Seems like I don't have much of a choice. If you find out where he's being held, Canterbury's men have taken control of Cambrai City Hall. Jean mentioned that the City Watch typically detains prisoners in the catacombs beneath the building. City Hall? Are you sure we can pull off something like that? I wouldn't mind sneaking into some hovel on the edge of the city, but the City Hall? Fear takes molehills for mountains. The entire city is in disarray. We can easily dart in and out under the cover of darkness. Alright, but we do as I say. Sure thing, buddy. You make the call. I can be a good team player. Let me know when you're ready. So this is the last thing I'm going to do for this episode. See if we can actually finish out Bartholomew's quest, or he's going to die in the final hour. I'm ready. To save your relationship with a girl whom I never met and whose father has been incidentally spying on us on behalf of the enemy. Seriously, hope she's worth it. She is. Infiltrating the city hall will not be an easy task. Relying on your experience, Bartholomew is letting you determine the best course of action. After careful consideration, you conclude that there are 3 possible ways to access the basement of the city hall. First is to infiltrate within. According to Jean's stories, the lower floors of the city hall are connected to an extensive network of catacombs that can be accessed through the sewers. The plan seems quite feasible, unless, of course, one manages to get lost in the underground passages, or worse, stumble upon their inhabitants. Second is to blend in. Taking advantage of the darkness, you attempt to pass as a local and enter the city hall directly through the servants' entrance. Accessing the inner chambers while dressed in a ragged gambeson would be problematic, however. The elite mercenaries guarding this area would quickly see through your ruse. The third method is, of course, a bribe. As they say, money always finds its way. Let's try a bribe. Had to go forward with a bribe. Got some money to spare. Turns out that currency alone isn't always enough. One, you're not well connected to your peers, so it's unclear whom you would deliver the money. Moreover... no good. Sneak in through the sewers. You're immediately facing your first obstacle. The sewer entrance, situated on the city outskirts, is blocked by a heavy iron gate, rusted from years of exposure to moisture. A considerable physical strength to move the gate even a few inches. You do it. There's a tangled labyrinth of narrow passages stretching beneath the entirety of the city, wading through the water. Get some toxicity, lose some vitality. We eventually find our way inside. Looking for the dungeon where the prisoners are kept. During your search, you sneak past a spacious and dimly lit dining hall. Through the flickering candlelight, you notice half a dozen men huddled around a table, quietly conversing. Recognize one of the voices right away. Rufin. Campaign is nearing its end, brothers. The king's ambitions have proved too much for him, and he bit off more than he could chew. Not surprising, considering whom he chose as his right-hand man. Old man Northampton hasn't learnt a single thing since Scotland. The only thing that he knows is to bang his head against the wall in the hope that it will crack before his forehead does. It's a miracle that the bastions of Cambrai somehow turned out to be less durable than that empty head of his. Had the city been defended by not by Flemish drunkards, but by real soldiers like you and me, the king and his precious little son, and that senile old fool would never have dreamed of taking Cambrai. Rufin spits on the floor in disgust. Earl's a big dosser, that much is true, but he did kick the Scots' arses in that war in the north, didn't he, boss? Even if that was luck, he can always get lucky again, for all I know. I've seen that war with my own eyes, brother. The Earl couldn't win a battle even if his life depended on it. But what he did instead was to plot his way to victory. The man's a schemer, a rather talented one, I'll give him that. When it comes to intrigue, traps, double crosses, and backstabs, he's unmatched. But even with all those tricks, he could only force a stalemate. It was Count Canterbury's arrival that finally shifted the balance of power in our favor. Northampton might have pulled off a few fancy moves, yes, but he definitely wasn't responsible for defeating the Scots. The Count's such a smart fellow, why is he always playing second fiddle, boss? That's about to change. The Count will show his teeth yet. He has already taught that old fool a lesson in how to wage a war. Soon he'll show him how to weave a web of intrigue. What about us, boss? We're coming with him as long as we're getting paid, right? With him until the end of this campaign. Afterwards, if he needs some more help on the continent, then we might lend him a hand one more time, yes. But we're not sailing back to England. At least until we settle our main business here. Is it Brittany next then, boss? Yes, it is. I've got one arrogant knight to return a favor to. Perhaps he might have forgotten about me, but I sure as hell didn't forget him. It's like this knight is shit out of luck. A dozen voices burst with laughter. Alright, brothers, it's time to rest. We got a lot of work ahead of us. They say the French king has brought the best knights from all over his kingdom under the walls of the city. I've seen those knights. Nothing to brag about. The tougher the enemy, the bigger the glory. Bartholomew and you remain hidden in the shadows on the opposite sides of the entrance to the hall, waiting for the conversation to end. Candlelight eventually goes out. One by one, figures start to leave. A few few seconds after the last one has disappeared around the corner, you leave cover and resume your search. Finding the dungeons proves to be difficult. Exhausted from wandering in the dark, both of you are starting to worry. Emboldened, you descend into the dungeons. Your joy proves to be premature as you find yourself face to face with 2 soldiers guarding the prison cells. Quick-witted Bartholomew immediately tries to drop their guard with a fictitious story, however they clearly aren't buying it, looking at you with increasing suspicion with each passing second. Seeing that the situation is taking a turn for the worse, Bartholomew discreetly signals that the time for drastic measures has come. It's time to fight. Alright. Now, the question is, can we keep Bart alive through this last mission? It's harder than you might expect. Get rid of that toxicity. Okay, what are we looking at? He's not too bad. He's a little scarier because he's got that crossbow. He's also got a poisoned weapon. And Bart actually has gotten a little bit better. Oh, that's a bad start. Try again. You gotta be shitting me. Well, this is already going off to a pretty poor start. Keeps shield bashing him, that's fine, I guess. Might seem like I'm going kind of all in here on this, and that's because I absolutely am. Alright, with 1 down, Bart's got a better chance of surviving this. That guy's shield to be gone. Now we gotta get rid of this guy if we want Bart to live. Okay, that was scary. It's okay. It's okay though. Health left. I think we can get him here. Okay. We did it. With both guards dead, Bartholomew stands still for a few seconds, ensuring the altercation hasn't drawn unwanted attention. Having made sure the coast is clear, he gives you a nod. Bartholomew produces a scroll from his pocket, his brow furrowing as he consults it. And he removes a set of keys from the wall and heads up towards one of the cells. A metal door creaks, and out steps a man covered in bruises and quaking with fear. After briefly explaining that you're here to save him, Bartholomew instructs him not to make a sound as all three of you make your way back through the city hall. Everything goes smoothly. Once back to safety, the rescued man showers you with gratitude. Bartholomew, too, seems relieved. Well, well. Looks like we've pulled it off after all. I guess I should thank you. I guess you should. Well, thank you, then. I don't think I would have managed to do that without your help. I'll be honest with you. My head still refuses to believe that we actually pulled it off. Neither does mine. What baffles me even more is that we, did all this to impress a girl. But whatever. All's well that ends well, right? Go tell her the good news. While she's busy celebrating, perhaps you could even steal something else from her. In that case, take something more valuable, eh? Very funny, mate. Something tells me I've already stolen her most valuable possession. And she did the same to me. I don't think our friend can stay in the city any longer. Bringing him back to Jean would be total insanity after what we've done. Canterbury's men will turn the whole of Cambrai upside down. Neither he nor Jean can stay here any longer. Sounds like you might have a plan. Wait a second. You aren't going to... I am. We're leaving Cambrai at dawn during the changing of the guard. There's a guy who's going to let us out. I've already set everything up. And once we're out, then we'll see how it goes. You don't plan to come back, do you? I love her. Or so I think, at least. I'm ready to take my chances. I don't give a crap about this war anyway. I was only here for the golden adventure. When it comes to the latter, we've already had quite enough for a lifetime. When it comes to the gold, I never thought that I, of all people, would say this, but there are more important things than gold. Right? Damn. Well, I'll be missing you, friend. So will I. Thanks for everything you did for me. Oh, I almost forgot. This is for you. I wanted to hold on to this thing, but it would be far more useful to you than me. Good luck, Eric. Maybe one day we'll see each other again. And he gives us the tower. This is the other part of the combo that is very silly. If you have on this, which makes your critical strike chance go up, and the skull ring, which makes critical strikes instantly fatal, well, I think you can do the math there. It's not exactly rocket science. If you want to play Danger Mario, every single hit will kill a man if you have 5% of your max health. You're in massive danger of dying to any swing at that point. However, it's very funny. And with that, I think we will stop this episode for today. We'll finish out this chapter next time. Save and quit. Have a good one, guys, and I will see you next time. Later.